side.
Hey, it's Tate McRae.
Hey, what's up? It's Sabrina Carpenter.
Girl, we did it, baby.
Hey, it's Megan Trainor.
And this is the Hot 100 Show.
What's up, folks? It's Gerard with the Hot 100 Show. Wait, don't go anywhere. I'm just covering for Tetris. You're in the right spot. It's a brand new week and we're counting down the top 10. We're still talking Taylor Swift, but we're also spreading the word about our favorite demon hunters this spooky season. And I was at the All-Sphere red carpet asking stars for their thoughts and seeing what's been so funny about our Billboard #1s on Saturday Night Live. Check it out. This is the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 for the week dated October 25th. At number 10 is Actually Romantic.
It's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you.
The title track, The Life of a Showgirl, is at number 9.
You're sweeter than a peach, but you don't know the life of a showgirl, babe.
From one showgirl to another.
I was going to say,
Right?
like, the connection is there.
Yeah, I listened to it getting ready tonight, so I'm channeling. And I'm wearing my Versace.
Oh, see?
You see?
See, I knew the vibe.
The House of Versace.
I'm married to the hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl, babe.
Wood is at 8.
Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood.
Yeah, when you said it was romantic for a second, I was like, where is this sentence gonna end? This song's got a lot of attention for the supposed beef that is brewing that maybe a lot of people did not even know was a real, friction between Taylor and alleged other artists. So no surprise that, it's hanging on in the top 10. I mean, like I said last week, we're coming off a year where there's been so much mess and drama between, Drake and Kendrick and Megan and Nicki. And this year we already had Nicki and Cardi for a good week there a few weeks ago. So people love these kind of celebrity feuds, especially ones that they probably maybe didn't see coming or not so obvious ones. So no surprise it's hanging on. We'll just, see sort of if it becomes one of those cult classic things or if there's more to it. But right now, having fun.
I had to say shout outs to Kendrick Lamar for opening the vault for a lot of beef to emerge. I think we've all been clamoring. I think people have been quiet. So thank you, Kendrick. I don't know if we would have gotten here without your Pandora's box that you opened a few years ago. I am seated for the beef. I love beef, love meat. So I've been having fun. I've been having fun with the discourse online.
I think it comes pretty naturally to Taylor too. Like this is not like her first diss track or first like beef that she's ever had with anybody. So I feel like this came pretty naturally to her. And this was one. I feel like there was on this album she had some scores that she felt like she still had to settle. So I feel like that's why this album is still sticking around. People love it when she has something to say. So she's super good at being subtle about all these things where it's like you think it's about this one person, but she's not just going to come right out and say and be explicit about like this is about this pop singer who the Swifties think it's is the target, but that's why she's so good. And I'm sure the American Dental Association is rapidly getting to the bottom of this because they don't want no smoke with it. So shout out to the ADA. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Colgate and Crest.
Honestly, I think that's the best way to do it. I feel like when you don't name names, now you give people a chance to go back, listen to the track, get pen, get paper, and try to figure out, connect for, who is this about? Ooh, maybe this line means this. Back in 2012, she said something like this. Ooh, but in 2022, she said this. And now you kind of have this vibe of oh, we're all on this adventure together.
Ball's really in somebody else's court now. Obviously, Taylor's responded to what she's perceived as slights. I think the real question now is this going to develop into, more of a Kendrick, Drake kind of back and forth thing, or is it really, you had your track, I have my track? Are we really about to go to war with Taylor Swift? I don't know. A lot of people saw some Easter eggs coming out with some reveals and everything like that, but we're going to see if it's really about to be, this back and forth or if this is just a one and done. So stay tuned.
I think it's cool too because it's not something we usually see in pop music. Obviously in hip hop with Drake and Kendrick and with others in the past, it's popular in rap music and hip hop, but not so much in pop. So maybe we'll get, I don't know, a response. I think it's pretty impressive. This song is still in the top 10. This is the 12th track on the album. It's at the very end. So the fact that the Swifties are still searching through and jumping around and still streaming the track 12 and the fact that it's still in the top 10 shows that it's clearly a fan favorite and they love Sabrina Carpenter and it's gonna stick around.
I was gonna say, let's not, forget why people are interested in this track, which is the one feature on the album, Sabrina Carpenter. So Yeah, I mean, they're sticking around, but obviously everyone wants to know what a Taylor-Sabrina collaboration is going to be like. So probably maybe smart to put it at the end of the album, so that way people will stick around and not, tune out. But no surprise. I mean, Taylor, Sabrina, obviously on a massive tour, coming off her own massive album. You put those two together, and especially the one feature where it's like, okay, and no one else is on here except specifically this person. What's this going to sound like? How's this going to go? Clearly, put those names together, you're seeing huge results.
If you're gonna have any feature, you might as well have Sabrina Carpenter. If it's about a showgirl, I feel like her whole aesthetic feels old school 60s, like literally Broadway showgirl. So it feels like the perfect vibe and the perfect fit.
Yeah, I think for the title track, it was smart. I think if we're thinking about really their connection and their relationship to one another as artists, the titular track would be the song for them to come together on. I think they have so much synergy in their careers. It was incredible to see just how strong their relationship started to form when they were on the road, to see them come together and create in this way. Like you said, I think fans were ready for it. And I think like if they could, they'd probably have 6 tracks of Taylor and Sabrina. So to see them come together for the title track specifically, I think that made fans really excited. And I think that's why it's still at the top 10.
Can you imagine a collab album between them two?
Yo.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
It would, blow the roof off the place.
That would be huge.
I don't think like sort of contemporary mainstream pop stars do it. Obviously, I think most pop lane people do it maybe in their older veteran stage, like some collaboration kind of duets or that kind of album.
Brandy and Monica,
Right.
There is. You got some news?
No.
Is there a Brandy and Monica album?
As in collabs and team ups, like single songs.
Okay.
Lady Gaga and
the
Ariana
tour and all that
Grande.
kind of. Yeah.
We ain't breaking no news around Brandy and Monica.
I was gonna say, if we got an album coming,
Yeah.
Xander been keeping that in his pocket.
This one, I believe, had the greatest reaction from fans because they were so surprised to see, one, we're getting to see this maturation of Taylor Swift. I think we've all been growing up with her for quite some time. And so not only are we as fans witnessing her get engaged and start this new chapter of her life, to be able to hear some of that maturation in her lyrics, I think made people so excited. And like you said earlier, when the kind of subtle disses, they also like really love when Taylor is real and has that relatability. And I think a lot of people related to Wood. Shout outs to the girls. Shout outs to everybody, for real, that really connected to that one. So it makes sense why this one is sitting at number 8. Travis Kelce is good for the rest of his life. I think he's really winning.
He's all set.
He's all set.
He's doing great for himself.
We get it. You're hot. You're a football player. You're engaged to Taylor Swift. Whoop-de-doo. Like, he's good.
And can y'all believe some people haven't heard the album yet? Crazy. Here's 7 through 4. Wish list moves to number 7.
What's up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
Taylor's new album just dropped, Life of a Showgirl. Have y'all heard it?
I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to
Y'all
it
been
either.
working. Taylor Swift just dropped her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. Have you heard it?
I have not.
You ever heard it yet?
not. I mean, Taylor Swift's an amazing songwriter, but I didn't even know that she did drop it.
A couple kids got the whole block looking like.
Father Figure falls to 6.
I'll be a father figure. I drink that brown liquor.
Life of a Showgirl, have you heard it? Any vibe?
I have heard it. I think the day it came out, we played it because, we Swifties.
Okay,
we,
respect.
We love her. Talent is talent. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to deny good talent.
That's true.
And the girl's talented.
She's gained the respect that she's always deserved as a songwriter.
I protect the family. Leave it with me.
While Elizabeth Taylor slips to number 5.
Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me for real. Do you think it's for real?
At number 4 is Now Ordinary.
Ordinary, I want you laying me down to the dead and dead. Kelsey, the night we spent together in Nashville was anything but ordinary. Kelsey, we got.
I know it's complete.
We should the whole hotel.
I know it's complete.
Yeah, I mean, with Wishlist, I think it's interesting because some of the early songs we talked about, Actually Romantic, Wood, those are kind of the songs that feel like more of this time and place. When you look back, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what was happening in 2025 in her life. Wishlist kind of has a little more like openness to it, where I think it's one of those songs that, we listen to it 4, 5, 10 years down the line. Of course, you'll know what it's about this moment, but it's sort of universal in a way that opens it up to it could really be about any time and place. So I think it'll be one of those songs that probably ages, easier than some of the ones when you hear it, you're instantly transported back to, oh, like I remember when this song came out in 2025 and she was beefing with this person or they just got engaged. So she kind of does always have that nice line in her discography where some songs are specifically of that time and moment, but a lot of songs will just, sort of float out there and be going on for generations.
I really like this one. Like, I feel like this album, Life of a Showgirl, can be split up into two parts. There's one where it's about, like, obviously her love life with Travis Kelce and this new era that she's moving into, but it's also about, like, past beefs and past relationships that she's had with people. And I feel like the target, if you will, of this track was about maybe her relationships with, it could be Scott Borchetta or Scooter Braun or other people like that who maybe felt like father figures at the time, and this might be a message that she has for them in this new stage of her career now that she also owns her masters now. So this is her first album since that news came out. So I feel like this is kind of a message towards them and maybe how her relationship with them is developed, and a final message that she has for them as she moves on to this next stage.
I think about that all the time where it's like, even the title father figure, it's like you think it's about these other people, but it kind of really shows her growth. So now is she becoming the father figure for other people? You know what I mean? And also for herself. Guys, listen, I'm telling you, my third eye is open. So just roll with me real quick. Roll with me. We think it's about other people, but now she's been through so much because, like you said, she has her album back. She owns it, so now she is the big dog.
Using that like Godfather, like kind of mafia imagery a little bit, that like, she's the big dog at this point, right? So she's kind of leaning into that a little bit.
And you never thought Taylor Swift would like have a line where like, my dick's bigger. So you gotta be feeling yourself to put out a line like that.
She's evolved.
Hey.
Like she's kind of claimed that throne now, like she, obviously when she started off, she was like this new, like with the Scott Borchettas and these other people at her label, like they were like the big dogs at that point, kind of helping her rise and kind of growing together. But now she's the biggest artist in the world, you could say. So this is kind of a message is, she's post-Eras tour.
I think about our number 5 song, all right, Elizabeth Taylor. How I've always known of the actress Elizabeth Taylor is because of how important she was, how like she was one of the first big starlets. The thing about Taylor Swift picking that title for this track says so much, because it almost says like I'm at the height of what I could be, but there's still more to do. Like I was listening to the lyrics and it's just, it feels very old Hollywood. It feels very like pop yesteryear, but also today. And I'm very fascinated on kind of what did y'all take from this song when you first heard it?
I mean, the title being Elizabeth Taylor, there's parts of it that have that glitz and glamour, but I think if you zoom out and look at the entire life of Elizabeth Taylor, like there's this beautiful tragedy in all of it, which I think calls directly back to the title of the album. And I think Taylor Swift does a really great job of holding that duality throughout all of her albums, but I think even on this one specifically, I think she finds that balance, and like you said, it could be looked at like 2 separate albums, but she has that ability to weave these storylines very well, and I think for this track it makes a lot of sense. And I think once I got the track list, I was like, that was the one I was the most excited to press play on.
Mm-hmm. Ordinary is back in the top 10. Did y'all see that coming?
But I will say, Alex Warren never left, though. Obviously, Ordinary dropped a little bit because Taylor took over the charts last week, but it just shows how big the song continues to be, obviously last week, every artist, Alex Warren, the K-pop Demon Hunters, everyone made way for Taylor's new album, but this song, Ordinary, it's been getting so much radio play, the streams are still really high. It feels inevitable that this song kind of returned to the top 10, and it's also one of the few songs that returned to the top 10 after Taylor's big week. So it just shows how dominant this song has been and continues to be.
Okay. Enough. Now let's get back to the top 3. Huntrix are back in the top 10 at number 3. One of the biggest things this summer is K-pop Demon Hunters.
My kids are all over it.
Okay. Do you have a favorite
Definitely.
song?
I don't. I don't know.
I had a couple of K-pop fans come up to me at an event in Paris, and I was like so happy to meet them. They're the most like beautiful people I've ever seen. I had no idea who they were, but my sister did, and she was like, "Your niece would literally
Just
it would be like me meeting Barack Obama. It'd be like the biggest moment of my life." She was like, "You should just let them know that this happened to you." And I was like, "Okay." And you get big ant points if I do that.
she knows she wants to hear it. It's a mood picker-upper, I feel like.
It is, and it is definitely a breakfast going to school. My son is like closing his ears.
We're going up, 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 it's our moment. You together we're glowing.
Opalite keeps dancing at number 2.
Now the sky is opalite. Oh, 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 oh.
And keeping Taylor's spot at number 1 for a second week is The Fate of Ophelia.
Save my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Just about a gift from Matt, not about seeing the one guy she was thinking of.
Woo! Huntrix has made it back to the top 10. How y'all feeling?
I'm here for the girls. So happy that they're back. I think the movie, it's inescapable. I feel like I forgot a time where K-pop Demon Hunters didn't exist at this point. So, there's no surprise that it's back here. Like you said, Xander, they made the way, but the girls are back, and they're back with a vengeance. And I'm excited to continue to see the excitement around not only just the movie, not only the voice actors, not only the singers behind this, but just what comes off of the heels of the K-pop Demon Hunters success.
Yeah, and I think like over the past like few months, it just continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this might, obviously the song has been number 1 before, but this might be as big as it's ever been. Like as the longer it's been out, radio is starting to play it more, so it's reaching new audiences. And it just shows how massive this song is, that like there's a new Taylor Swift album out, and yet this song is still number 3 on the charts. It just shows how huge it is.
And this song in particular is really growing in a way that I think is very cool because obviously, yes, it had its big chart run. This next era is going to be interesting too because now you see recently on Jimmy Fallon, the 3 ladies performed it for the first time sort of on a national TV late night audience, really showing who they were, behind just the animatronics and the animation of the movie. Now we're getting into awards season where this song is supposed to be really a big contender. I'm sure Netflix is going to put a lot of push behind this to maybe get some Golden Globe nominations, move into Critics' Choice, potentially the Academy Awards. So as those efforts ramp up in Q4 and Q1, I think there'll be an extra radio push for that, an extra way to get them in front of new audiences, new voting members, new industry cats. So it's one of those things where the commercial success is peaking right now, and I think there's another wave of it for those critical and award show audiences, and this could be a thing that really lasts, all the way through next March. So get ready for that.
Yeah.
Even speaking to that, they opened up SNL. They were like on SNL's first episode with Bad Bunny in the flesh, all right, which was so cool. And that was my first time actually seeing him on SNL. And I've been so hype about this is that, we're on the red carpet this week. I spoke to Jessica Simpson and Sarah Paulson, and I was preaching the K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, I was like, you gotta watch this. You gotta see it. I know your kids are already watching it, so now you gotta sit down and see it. And I feel like by March, this is about to be even crazier than it is now. It's gonna just keep going up, up, and up.
I feel like also, everyone is shouting out, the K-pop Demon Hunters is a movie and Huntrix is like, the cartoon band. Obviously, those are huge and massive, but like, I feel like we also have to shout out the 3 singers like EJ and Audrey Nuna and Ray Ami. Like, they're all accomplished singers in their own right with their own solo careers. Like, this is a huge look for them, and I'm so curious what each of them are going to do next with their own solo endeavors. So I guess we'll have to see.
Well, I'm excited too to think of, just think of the idea of, sort of like an Encanto-ish kind of thing, but like imagine, Huntrix, the Saja Boys, like a whole K-pop Demon Hunters sort of Oscar opening kind of moment. Like, certainly Golden, was projected to be maybe at least the biggest of the songs. But if they get 2 or 3 nominations and could put together like a little combination package to perform, I think that would, just blow everybody away. And especially introducing K-pop into the Academy Awards, like that's a connection that I don't think anybody would have seen coming 6 months, 12 months ago. So there really is no downside to that. So if you're the Academy producer watching this, you need to book that right now. I'm telling you, that would like the ratings, everything,
Yeah.
it would go nuts. It would go crazy.
Listen, I never thought in 2025 I'd be sitting here talking about how much I love a movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters, but here we are. 2025 is 2025, and you know what I mean? And at number 2, Taylor is back with Opalite. Now, before Tetris left, he told me that this song was a very well requested song at weddings. I care about this song because I really do love songs that feel like they're all about love and joy and finding that one, you know? Like, how does it feel when y'all listen to Opalite?
Well, I think with Opalite, personally, I mean, first of all, when I first heard it, I thought, oh, this is instant single material. This is fun. This is, joyful. This is really, if you wanted to sort of go with the anti-Tortured Poets route where, even the aesthetic was sort of down and overcast and gray, this is a great song to pop back out. You've seen, just so much brightness and joy with it. I think in particular, we'll talk about the number 1 song and how the support that it's getting, but the fact that she has the number 2 song again for a non-single, I think is a really, really, interesting scenario and foreshadows potentially what Xander mentioned earlier could be the next single. Usually you see that big number 1 come through, obviously gets the radio support, has the music video, has all these elements that help it versus the other songs. And then in week 2, 3, everything kind of trickles down. The fact that this song is staying at number 2 just goes to show the fan support is there, without any sort of extra bonus material or things like that. So this is a song that people are really loving. Clearly, Tetris's friends at weddings love this, which is the core audience to let you know what's coming through. But I think the fact that this many people are grabbing onto it without any additional support or reason goes to show this really could be one to watch out for in the next couple months.
I will say, me included, like of all the songs off this album, this is the one that like randomly gets stuck in my head at other times more than any other song on the album. And it just shows like it's very sparkly, it's upbeat, it's poppy. Like this, like as soon as I listened to the album, this felt like such the obvious lead single to me. Obviously, the Fate of Ophelia had the video and the lead single push, but this seems such an obvious second single for me, and I think it shows that the fans love it as well. If it's sticking around at number 2, I think we're gonna be talking about it for a long time. Well, this is the lead single. Obviously, we are in Taylor Swift's world these days, and this is the lead single off her album. So everyone continues to stream this in its second week. To me, I wasn't all that surprised. Obviously, it had a massive opening week. She had the whole top 12, and then people are still interested. Obviously, people listened to it a few times when the album came out, but this is the lead single for the album, so it's only continuing to grow. Of course, the streams maybe dipped a little bit, which is normal for big albums. The second week drops a little bit, but the radio is what's keeping it alive as well. It's already a top 10 hit, a pop radio, an adult pop radio, so this seems like it's going to have a long run at number 1. I think what we should be asking ourselves is, we're getting into the holiday season, which is Mariah Carey territory with All I Want for Christmas.
Brenda Lee, as you told me last week.
And Brenda Lee, so I'm curious if, as big as this song is this going to, give Mariah Carey and Brenda Lee a run for their money this holiday season, or will she have to give it up for a little bit?
Is Taylor Swift bigger than Christmas?
And keep it locked here to Billboard TV. This Thursday, we have a brand new episode of Takes Us Out with the Little Mermaid herself, Halle Bailey. And on Saturday, we have a takeover with P1 Harmony. We'll be back next week to run it all down again.
If you want more Billboard, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified on all our latest videos.